The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Good evening and welcome to this evening's edition of Today on One. I am Martha Hamtenya. In the news headlines, local church claims women denied opportunities over trousers. We want to forget our past. Namibian refugees seek trauma counseling. Amazing Kids Private School invites public to open day. Community farmers livestock crossbreeding project progressing well. In Roundup, Business on One, Comments Corner, Sports and the Weather. First up, church members from Holiness Revival Movement worldwide handed over a petition to the National Assembly Secretary alleging that they are facing persecution because they refuse to wear trousers to work an institution of higher learning.
About 20 church members from Holiness Revival Movement, a Christian organization situated in Vanaheda, marched to Zoo Park this morning to hand over a petition to the National Assembly Secretary Lydia Kandetu, claiming female church members are denied the freedom to practice their profession or attend school because they refuse to wear trousers. Church member and paramedic student at the Namibian University of Science and Technology, Ndahafa Happy Juju, say the profession refusing women to practice wearing skirts include nursing, paramedic, law enforcement agencies, and security companies. Juju stated that women wearing trousers tempt men, creating lust and immorality.
We were prompted to start this petition because of the persecution that we, the females, are passing through at our respective workplaces, schools, and educational institutions because we refuse to wear trousers, according to the word of God that states that it is a sin for women to wear trousers. Wearing of trousers by women creates a temptation to men. The woman's private body is designed by God to exert some attractive pull on a man for the purpose of marriage. Hence, proper clothing is required of the woman to hide her body from men, to keep their eyes and mind undisturbed and their hearts pure. The use of trousers by women exerts great force upon men. The eyes of men are automatically pulled to the woman to examine the shape of a private body organ which is protruded or made plain by the trousers she has put on. Those at her back feast lustfully on her rolling buttocks, made almost bare by the trousers. Through the use of trousers by women, lust and immorality easily and bountifully spread among men at home, in the market, in the workplace, in the schools and other places. Through the use of trousers by women, Satan makes it easier for men to transgress against the word of God. The woman who wears trousers is guilty of spreading lust and causing many to fall. Knowingly or unknowingly, this makes her a sinner, no matter what her conviction is.
In addition, a church member based their beliefs on Paul Ricker's second edition book titled Divine Revelation and Scriptural Exposition on Believers' Holiness in Clothing and Adornment, stated that a woman wearing trousers is a sin and makes a woman guilty of spreading lust, which causes a man to fall.
When a man sees a woman wearing a trouser, there will be a certain force, a certain pull, a certain attraction that will pull the men to after the woman. When the woman moves around in a trouser, the men will feast on her buttocks will feast on the buttocks. Why? Because her trouser is printed at the organ. Her private part is all exposed, printed out by the trouser and all the other kind of dressings.
Kandetu told church members that she will hand over the petition to the right office and committee that will look into their petition.
So I want to inform you that you are not lost. You are dealing with the right office, with the right people. Yeah. So I have received your petition, and on behalf of the Speaker of National Assembly, Professor Peter Kachavivi, the Deputy Speaker, and the whole National Assembly, I receive it on their behalf, and I'm going to make sure that it will be received by the right office, the right committees that is going to deal with it. It will be announced in the chamber of National Assembly, and then it will be referred to the right committee.
With our Lord greatest, hallelujah, amen, in the name of Jesus, hallelujah, amen.
There are data deals, and then there are Telecom Namibia data deals. And if you want the biggest data deal of all, you gotta get 31-day Jiva, which comes with a massive 50 gigs of data. Is it even possible to use 50 gigs of data in a month? You tell us. You also get 1,000 voice minutes and 400 SMSs. To get your hands on 31-day Jiva, dial star 130 star 780 hash and enjoy a month of mega data. Whoa, that's a lot of data, minutes and SMS. How much is that? Must be expensive. No, it's only 185 Namibian dollars excluding that. T's and C's apply. Telecom Namibia.
Sharing your world.
Do you have a license for this thing?
It's the OK Cross Country Birthday Trolley Dash, and you can stand a chance to win a trolley load full of groceries and also save on Knorr Instant Soup any 4 for just $16.99, Nescafe Gold Instant Coffee for only $109.99, and Handy Andy for a low $26.99. Only at OK, owners you can count on.
The former Namibian refugees who returned to the country in 1989 alleged that a large number of refugees have turned to alcohol and drug abuse as a result of not being afforded psychological counseling to help them forget the horrific events they witnessed during Namibia's struggle for independence. The group claimed this has created a negative impact on their mental health.
The 8-story SWAPO headquarters, which is currently under construction in Windhoek, can be seen from the Katutura Youth Complex, where a number of former Namibian refugees have been residing for several months in makeshift tents and shelters constructed from plastic bags. Today on One visited the site to follow up on the conditions of the group, who staged several protests demanding a roundtable discussion with the government to account for the alleged funds they received from the United Nations intended for their repatriation, resettlement and rehabilitation.
If we were resettled, the money that we are demanding, and the process could have gone well, most of us could have been rehabilitated and integrated very nicely into society. And all that we wanted, what we expected, is like a psychologist coming to counsel us, to rehabilitate us, and so that we can forget those traumas that we went through. Because most of us have seen so many things. We have seen people dying in our eyes. We carried dead people. We survived terribly. Some of them, they survived among the dead people. So all these traumas, they needed someone who is a psychologist, a trained person, not like social workers. We need such kind of people. And we thought that if the process could have been enforced, most of us could not have been suffering today like the way we are suffering. People have got no limbs, especially those that are in the north in Onakayale camp. They are just dumped there. The government is not even looking after them, although that is their responsibility. Even though they didn't give us the UN money, at least they were supposed to take care of such kind of people. We have people who are psychologically affected, and they call us that we are drunkard. We are not drunkard. It's just that we want to forget the past, and which is very difficult. So some of the people, to forget the past, they go either drinking or doing funny things. And this also has affected our own children, because our children, they see other children living in a nice, comfortable way, and they ask, Mommy, Papa, why you said that you went in exile? So children are living well. Where were you? Were you not together with them? So we were not treated on equal basis. And this is the equality we want. We want to be resettled. We want to be rehabilitated. We want something tangible.
Last week, Ambassador Pendananda, the Executive Director of the International Relations Ministry, took to the national broadcaster to refute the concerns and issues raised by members of the Namibian former refugees repatriated in 1989. Today on One also spoke to Matthews Nangolo, who leads the group, to find out his thoughts on the response from the government.
We don't understand why the government is getting involved in this matter between us and the United Nations. This is a tactic by the government to discredit our plea. Therefore, I urge fellow former refugees in all 14 regions and Namibians at large not to accept what the government is saying, because the government never engaged us. And why must the government speak on behalf of the UN?
As a result of their failure to receive a roundtable discussion with the government, the group has sought spiritual counseling. Nangolo, the chairperson of the group, says they have invited all churches in the country to join them for another planned peaceful protest in Windhoek that will take place on the 5th of September this year.
Enjoy these fantastic payday savings at Clicks until the 6th of September. Buy Clicks 2-ply toilet paper 18 rolls, 2 for $99.99 per pack and 1 for $109.99. Buy Pampers Pants or Baby Dry disposable nappies jumbo pack, 2 for $230.99 per pack and 1 for $241.99. And buy selected Oma laundry products, 2 for $215. Clicks. Feel good. Pay less.
And responsible farming practices must be part of the answer to the challenge of sustainability. But is science moving quickly enough to fulfill the needs of humanity?
The main reason why it's at this height is for the harvester comfort. So right now in California we have a labor shortage. There is not as many people who want to do the work of harvesting strawberries. It's really hard.
I think one of the differences between being an indoor farmer and an outdoor farmer, in a greenhouse in particular, we try and take advantage of the best of both worlds.
I would say, either someone has got a family characteristic that they just say, you know what? It's a female that says, I don't want my dad's nose.
Yeah, I could see that. Okay, and yeah, it's pretty obvious, and we'll get you back there and get it all fixed for you, okay?
The Amazing Kids Private School and Academy situated in Windhoek, Zimbabwe will host an open day to showcase the school to prospective parents. The event is scheduled to take place on the 30th to the 31st of August.
Community Voices proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation. Good today, better tomorrow.
The school's director, Emma Kakona, told Today on One, the open day, which is held annually, will be an opportunity for members of the public to view the school and engage the teachers at the school.
Open day is to grant
an opportunity to prospective parents, to come and view the school, just to come and be part of our Christian family environment and have that experience, and also to engage our teachers by asking them questions that they do not know about the school and things they would like to know about their children as well. So this is an opportunity for everyone. You're all invited. We've got space for parents and learners that are longing for a holistic development of the children. And I mean, you cannot go wrong by bringing your child or your children to Amazing Kids Private School and Academy. Amazing Kids is also socially responsible for the community through the OVC, that stands for Orphans and Vulnerable Children, that we offer scholarship to, that are currently in the system, and also the community service projects or Ministry of Compassion that we do throughout the year, from grade not right through up to the AS levels.
According to the members of the school's Learners Representative Council, as much as the school follows Christianity values, it is eco-friendly and has a variety of activities to offer.
Good day, my name is Didi Sabuta. I'm a Learners Representative Councillor of Amazing Kids Private School and Academy, known as the head boy. One thing I love about Amazing Kids is an eco-friendly school. It has a variety of activities to offer. As much as it follows Christianity values, we could acquire knowledge through academics and religious teachings. I also love partaking in the sports they have to offer, such as basketball and soccer. And also we have teachers that are caring and most approachable too.
Janessa Tipo, the head girl of Amazing Kids Private School and Academy. And what I love about this fine institute is that we have wonderful teachers who care about us and about the work we have to give. And they put in a lot for our success. And the the holistic environment that they create for us.
Kakona further maintained that the school is committed to excellence, having scooped accolades nationally and internationally for its academic performance.
We have been among the top 8 nationally and higher level. Last year, our grade 11s performed extraordinarily in the national examinations. And of course, we also participate in international competitions. Cambridge International, our very first examination, we had a B+ overall average. And in terms of sports, we've also been doing extremely well. We've scooped a number of trophies in basketball, in soccer, and of course also in athletics. And then, of course, when it comes to other projects, we've also scooped numerous accolades at levels of debating. We've also at science and maths competitions held at NUST and UNAM. We've also had top achievers in the science fair, regionally as well as nationally, and the list goes on and on and on.
The open day at the Amazing Kids Private School and Academy will be held on Tuesday and Wednesday, the 30th and 31st of August 2022, from 11 to 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Community Voices proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation. Good today, better tomorrow.
Boldness and celebrate the skin you're in with Nivea Rich Nourishing. Our triple layered care of deep moisture serum, natural almond oil, and vitamin E enriches your skin for 48 hours. It's time to show off your best skin. Choose to wear your skin with pride with Nivea Rich Nourishing.
A livestock crossbreeding initiative started by community farmers situated 17 kilometers outside Katimamulilo is progressing well despite facing challenges. This was shared by the chairperson of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Natural Resources, Chekero Tweya, who visited the farmers alongside the Environmental Investment Fund of Namibia to check on the farmers' progress.
The livestock crossbreeding project was partly funded by the Environmental Investment Fund of Namibia as a way to support community farming. Chekero Tweya, the chairperson of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Natural Resources, stated that the farmers started the project and it's progressing well despite financial and environmental challenges faced by the farmers. Tweya revealed that his committee is impressed with the project's growth so far and will continue to raise funds to support the farmers moving forward.
Standing Committee on Natural Resources. Today we are here at the NILA-led supported project on small stock. It is where they have started breeding with goats for the market, and they have mixed from the commercial on the others, south of the red line, as well as the local, to have good breeding, to start with a proper goat farming. As a standing committee, we are visiting all the project being supported by EIF, Environmental Investment Fund, with all the development partners to see their progress, to listen to the challenges, but also to their constraints, whether they are making progress, and if not, what are the challenges that are hindering them to make those progress, but also to look at the very invaluable support by the government ministries in the form of advice, in the form of guiding them, preparing them from the marketing, but also the health of those animals. And unfortunately, at this particular project, no representative from the Ministry of Agriculture, who are responsible for farming with livestock. We did have a representative from the Ministry of Environment and Forestry, but also the community themselves to hear, because it is their it is their project. These others are only assisting them by giving them a helping hand.
Tweya further says that the challenges faced by the farmers involve occasional water shortages and lack of financial support, which is temporary, and if the farmers continue at the current pace, improvements will soon begin to show. The Executive for Business Strategy and Performance Management at the Environmental Investment Fund of Namibia, Aina Maria Iteta, added that it is a smart and strategic move by the farmers to willingly apply themselves to do crossbreeding during this difficult time in terms of production and food security. Iteta stated that the reason for the mixed breeding is to improve the value and quality of Zambezi breeds and create better market value for Namibian livestock.
The farmers actually came up with a project idea that is to rear small stock in a controlled environment. Of course, I think we know Zambezi region in terms of producing small stock, they have picked up that the value of their small stock needs to be improved. So they needed to have an interbreeding where they would introduce the Boer goat that they will crossbreed with the local community, of course for obvious reasons, because this goat also need to adapt to the local climate environment. So the really main purpose here is to ensure that range management, range degradation is controlled through that they would have a kind of a feedlot where their goats would be partially grazing and also being supplemented with some feeds to improve the quality, as I introduced
introduced area. So EIF provided a grant to the value of 500,000 Namibian dollar to these farmers, with main activity being to procure the stock, that is the livestock. They have procured so far around 108 small stock, and definitely which is complemented with the local stock, as well as now the boer goat that they have taken from south of the cordon fence because of the quality issues. So we have also set up kraals where they would house the goats. They have 4 camps at the site now of where the goats will be actually kept, and definitely through the traditional authority, they have also applied to be granted a bigger portion of lands where they would also improve and extend their farming activities at a later stage. So the community have really done a great job. They have co-financed. That means they have also provided some investment to this project. They have tried to drill boreholes at the tune of 55,000 Namibian dollars. However, unfortunately, they couldn't find water. They have to move to the next site, and of course using their fund, because under this project we didn't have a provision of drilling a borehole. However, the process will continue. We will see how the project will also support that initiative, probably to buy some solar panel and also complement the effort of the community. So this really strengthens the community ownership, that community members are forthcoming to invest something. You know, they are not just waiting to be given free grant money, as we always would, you know, others would want to just receive, but they are injecting something into the project, and that gives hopes for the sustainability and project ownership from this community and the Gukwe Farmers Association at the end of the day.
The farmers expressed hope for what the future holds for the growth of the project and are looking forward to opening up to the market as soon as the first crossbreeds are mature.
Prevent cramps with Fabifarm's new MVA Cramp Stop. Developed to bring fast and effective relief from cramps in athletes, active people and senior citizens. Manufactured in Namibia, Fabifarm's MVA Cramp Stop contains a carefully selected blend of vitamins and essential minerals to prevent cramps, with a full month's supply of capsules. It's Fabifarm's new MVA Cramp Stop, your #1 choice in cramp prevention. Now available at all leading pharmacies countrywide.
Is my favorite gear. Nivea Men Black and White Deo, with 5 times deo action to protect you and your favorite gear from stains. Try SA's #1 anti-stain deodorant.
In other news, the City of Windhoek Council held a special council meeting yesterday after Ilse Keister tabled a motion of no confidence against the ousted management committee. Keister, a councillor representing the affirmative repositioning movement, was elected as the chairperson, followed by councillors for SWAPO, Austin Quinani, and Sam Shafishuna Nuyoma. Ivan Scraver from the Landless People's Movement and Clemencia Hanases from the Popular Democratic Movement were also sworn in to serve as members of the 5-member management committee. Presiding over the elections yesterday was Magistrate Jozan Klaasen in the council chambers. The City of Windhoek congratulated the new members and wished them all success.
There are different types of decisions, such as rational, habitual, impulsive, and quen tossing.
Let's get started.
The consumption of poultry containing food poisoning organisms such as salmonella, but the danger to health can be dramatically reduced.
What about other organisms in the animal kingdom? Well, some animals are ectothermic.
Welcome to Lesson 5 for Grade 10 and 11 Mathematics.
Methodologies and approaches in order to produce relevant and suitable results.
Do you have a license for this thing?
It's the OK Cross Country Birthday Trolley Dash, and you can stand a chance to win a trolley load full of groceries and also save on Knorr Instant Soup any 4 for just $16.99, Nescafe Gold Instant Coffee for only $109.99, and Handy Andy for a low $26.99. Only at OK, owners you can count on.
Choose boldness and celebrate the skin you're in with Nivea Rich Nourishing. Our triple layered care of deep moisture serum, natural almond oil, and vitamin E enriches your skin for 48 hours. It's time to show off your best skin. Choose to wear your skin with pride with Nivea Rich Nourishing.
Welcome to this evening's edition of Business on One. June Small at Walvis Bay organized a series of activities for women to celebrate Women's Month. August is an International Women's Month, and the June Small management started from the first weekend in August to make the month special for women.
The first women's event took place at Wimpy, where motivational speakers and a social worker discussed problems women face daily. June Small Guest Relation Officer, Marshall Casey, stated that the most important event was the self-defense training for women to be vigilant because it is no longer safe for them.
I believe that all the events we have really turned up well. A lot of women turned up, and like the first event we had like a motivational speaker, and we also had a social worker that came to talk with the ladies and, just to encourage ladies that are facing some difficult times. Yes, that was the first event. Well, the second one, it turned out well because we decided to make it a bit entertaining. That's why we included the kids that came to dance the Zumba. And the most important one, which was now the self-defense training, just for women to be aware, because nowadays it's not safe for women anymore. So that's why we decided to have the self-defense, just so we can teach ladies how to protect themselves if they are on their own or in whatsoever situation. So that was the main theme.
Delano Muller, who led a kickboxing group that demonstrated self-defense to help women protect themselves, stated it is important as it helps people know how to protect themselves and how to handle various situations.
It's very important for people to take up self-defense, even if it's just to a basic level of doing a few classes, but just knowing how to protect yourself and to know how to handle these situations, because a lot of times it's the way you react on a certain situation that makes it escalated and makes things matters worse. And in self-defense, you learn not only to defend yourself, but how to avoid it, avoid the conflict, and know how to cope and to neutralize the situation. I'm wishing a very happy Women's Day to the strong, intelligent, talented, and simply wonderful women of this world. You are loved and appreciated.
Women were also pampered with beauty treatments and gifts.
We had a lovely morning looking at Zumba and the Promised Land kids taking part in the Zumba, and it was really special. I take my hat off to the ladies that initiated this. They really put their hearts and souls into it, and I think that is what I love about women, and that is why we should honor and celebrate women. Women really have the ability to look at a situation, to go and do their best, do it with a passion, do it with their hearts.
This day was upgraded to approve the achievements of women, and also to teach women that lives in a man's world, that all genders needed to be treated equal. We all need to be treated equal, obviously, and that is one of the things that we learned here today. And it's indeed a great thing that we have this day on our calendar.
The clock has struck for your daily business and financial news update. Brought to you by The Brief.
Transnamib says it is disposing its non-core properties around the country as it seeks to raise at least $2.5 billion needed for the implementation of its turnaround plan. The disposals, which have cabinet approval, will see the rail operator hold a series of auctions starting this month for both vacant and improved properties in Windhoek, Sais, Okahania, Otavi, Karibib, Omaruru, Ochuarongo, Maltahir and Kidmanshoop as it seeks to leverage the assets to raise the much needed revenue. The company, which has a property portfolio worth $2.4 billion, is currently faced with an industrial action after management rejected employees' wage increase demands amid concerns of an unsustainable wage bill. Transnamib's manager for corporate communications, Abigail Robenheimer, said the properties being auctioned form part of the non-core properties that are approved by cabinet, which gave Transnamib permission to alienate some of its non-core properties to raise funding for its integrated strategic business plan. She said the National Railway Company needs to raise a total of $2.5 billion over the period of 5 years to support the implementation of the business plan and to be able to lift itself from insolvency. The funds are expected to be raised from operations, debt, leveraging and or selling of non-core assets and shareholder contributions. Robenheimer justified the disposal of properties from the 9 towns, saying these are the non-core commercial properties that have been identified for alienation. The Transnamib spokesperson added that the second stage of the non-core property disposal through an auction process will only be open to staff. She noted that the company had initially planned to source funding through leveraging its non-core properties. However, due to the impact of COVID-19 on the revenue of the company, a decision was taken to proceed with the alienation of its non-core properties as approved by cabinet. The National Railway operator is currently incurring a $10 million monthly loss due to delays in securing funding for its integrated strategic business plan, which was coined in 2018 with the aim of turning around the financial fortunes of the rail operator into a profitable entity. The City of Windhoek is working on new policy frameworks which will result in the capital city creating mixed-use developments and increasing informal trading spaces. As is the case in many cultures around the world, the practice of utilizing a single property for the purpose of both residential and commercial use will in the future no longer be a discretionary additional right, but it is proposed as a primary and permanent land use under the new spatial development framework currently nearing completion, the municipality has said. The local authority said a new land use zoning will be introduced under its plans, which will allow property owners to potentially generate an income from their residential property, but pursuant to the drive towards densification will also allow for the subdivision and potential selling of a portion to generate the necessary capital for further development. The municipality also indicated it was in the process of crafting a new informal trading master plan intending to increase much needed informal trading spaces in Windhoek. City of Windhoek said it did not have plans to shut down home shops, but said it has every intention of adequately providing for the social and developmental needs of its residents through constantly improving and adapting planning policies in favor of a balanced and sustainable society. The city fathers reiterated that they have no intention of blocking residents who are striving towards economic freedom.
This was your daily Namibian business and financial news update. For in-depth stories, read more on thebrief.com.na now.
That's all we have for you from the business front. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages for more updates.
Enjoy these fantastic payday savings at Clicks until the 6th of September. Buy Clicks 2-ply toilet paper 18 rolls, 2 for $99.99 per pack and 1 for $109.99. Buy Pampers pants or baby dry disposable nappies jumbo pack, 2 for $213.99 per pack and 1 for $241.99. And buy selected Oma laundry products, 2 for $215. Clicks, feel good, pay less.
Now a look at Comments Corner, your daily dose of comments from our social media pages. In order to restore Windhoek's former status of being one of the cleanest cities in Africa, the city of Windhoek launched a 3-month cleanup campaign in collaboration with stakeholders. Margaret thanked the city for being second in Africa but urged them to do more. Dato Lomba said the city should recruit unemployed youth. Pamela said focus should be on debushing riverbeds. Paulino asked why they keep diverting from the land issues. Pakonentu said that the mayor's term will end without any progress but infightings. Kashawa said that they should start in Greenwell. That's all from Comments Corner. Be sure to engage on our stories on our social media pages for broadcasts only on Today on One.
This is my favorite gear. Nivea Men Black and White Deo with 5 times Deo action to protect you and your favorite gear from stains. Try SA's #1 anti-stain deodorant.
There are data deals. And then there are Telecom Namibia data deals. And if you want the biggest data deal of all, you gotta get 31-day Jiva, which comes with a massive 50 gigs of data. Is it even possible to use 50 gigs of data in a month? You tell us. You also get 1,000 voice minutes and 400 SMSs. To get your hands on 31-day Jiva, dial *130*780# and enjoy a month of mega data. Whoa, that's a lot of data, minutes and SMS. How much is that? Must be expensive. No, it's only 185 Namibian dollars excluding that. T's and C's apply. Telecom Namibia.
Sharing your world. Prevent cramps with Fabifarm's new MVA Cramp Stop. Developed to bring fast and effective relief from cramps in athletes, active people and senior citizens. Manufactured in Namibia, Fabu Farms MBA Cram Stock contains a carefully selected blend of vitamins and essential minerals to prevent cramps, with a full month supply of capsules. It's Fabu Farms' new MBA Cram Stock, your #1 choice in cramp prevention. Now available at all leading pharmacies countrywide.
Up next is the sport update with Castro Ulumbu.
Good evening and welcome to Sports on One. I'm your host Castro Ulumbu. This year, the Namibia Sports Commission will host coaching clinics at their 18th annual Sports Awards that will train coaches and develop young athletes. In addition, the Commission will provide sport equipment towards community development programs in Lodreds that will host the awards in November. The Namibia Annual Sports Awards Organizing Committee Chairperson Chalo Chainda announced that apart from celebrating the top sport achievers at this year's awarding ceremony, the event will also host coaching clinics and supply equipment to sports development programs in the town of Lodreds. Coaching clinics provide training to coaches in areas including skill development and how to work with athletes, while administrators receive training in organizing tournaments and events. Athletes receive training on how to be fit and advice on how to participate in competitions. In addition, Chainda explained that the decision Lodreds acquired the rights to host the event.
What is exciting is that for the first time we are going to accommodate the athletes, giving them accommodation. We already gave the accommodation in Swakopmund and Lodreds, but now this time around what is important is that we are going to have coaching clinics. So we're going to have, the athletes will leave Windhoek and other places. We are departing from Windhoek on the 3rd. The event is on the 5th, but we are departing, the athletes will be departing on the 3rd and the 4th. So we want to have coaching clinics on the 4th and the 5th. At Lodreds. And what we have identified is that we are going to be donating at least some equipments, sporting equipments, the local identified, community project within Lodreds that we are going to be assisted together with the LOC, the local organizing committee within Lodreds. So we are very much excited in terms of that. That is part of our legacy that we want to leave. We don't want to just leave it there, but we want to make sure that there's a continuation and see whether this project can grow further in terms of leaving that legacy there, but continuing to assist that project using the sports awards as a vehicle to celebrate. And now this is where we will need the athletes. What is also exciting is that the local community of Lodreds have come on board in terms of really giving us the support in terms of the sponsorship. For the past 2 years, last year we hosted this event in Windhoek. Now, before that, we had taken the event outside Windhoek with the aim to commercialize and at least for the event to self-sustain itself. We had part of the strategic plan of the NSC is to make sure that we also have a footprint in the regions.
In efforts to host the first ceremony, the Commission held consultative meetings with stakeholders to review the awards rulebook and address concerns raised from previous events. Chainda assured that the Commission does not have any influence on the winners of the categories, as he urges sport federations to enter their athletes for the awards.
22nd of July, I remember, we had a stakeholder engagement where we were probing and getting some concerns that were addressed from the federations, from the general public, from the journalists. We invited the journalists to be part of that. 2 weeks back, again, we had another consultation where we invited especially professional boxing. We had some of the stables here, and we had consultation with them. We had cleared some of the concerns that they had, and for us is going forward. I must stress that we have an awards adjudication panel that consists of professionals. Mr. Leslie Chiweda is the judges adjudication panel. This is an independent panel consisting of journalists, consisting of sports personality, and people who get to understand sports in general. We have a legal person also represented on that panel. So they do their work. there's no interference from the Commission. There's nothing to be worried about. Your level of competition and your accolades speaks volume for itself. We'll be really looking forward and requesting the federations to submit their nominations. In fact, the nominations have been opened. We launched just last week on the 17th of September. We launched the event here in Windhoek, and as from the launch, the nominations are already open. So I really want to call upon all our federations and our key stakeholders, those who have to submit, because the onus is with them. We are celebrating sporting excellence, and we are celebrating the achievements of our athletes. So we really want to request the federations to make sure that they submit the nominations for this year's awards.
The event will be hosted on the 5th of November 2022 with a total of 20 award categories. Thank you for watching. Catch us again tomorrow for more updates on Sports on One.
Thank you so much, Castro. Time now for tomorrow's weather forecast.
Here's a look at tomorrow's weather forecast, but first an advisory from the Namibia Meteorological Service. Cold conditions are expected in the south tomorrow, so please take the necessary precautions. The interior will be partly cloudy and cold to mild in the south, with showers in the southwest. Elsewhere, sunny and warm to hot. The coast will be cloudy and cold to mild with fog patches. Showers are expected in the south. Wind will be moderate northwesterly to southwesterly. Here's what travelers can expect at places in and around the country.
That's all we have for you. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to follow us on our social media pages. From me and the rest of the team, it's good night.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Due to COVID-19, many people lost their jobs, creating high unemployment, and they cannot provide bread for the young ones that are going to school.
I didn't know what to do anymore. Then I engaged with wrong friends, whereby they introduced me to drinking and all these things. And then my life did not have any direction.
It affected my kids, our kids, and I felt like a failure as a mother, as a wife, and it wasn't a really good journey that I had in my marriage.
This person that is watching this program right now, may their life from today be completely transformed. In Jesus' name, amen.
Prevention is important. Help prevent the spread of illness and keep yourself and others well. Hand washing is one of the most effective ways of preventing the spread of germs. Wash your hands regularly with soap and hot water, scrubbing your hands thoroughly for at least 20 seconds. Hand sanitizers can be used but are not recommended as a substitute for hand washing. Use sanitizers in addition to hand washing or in a situation where soap and water are not available. To avoid spreading germs, limit sharing of personal items such as utensils, cups, and dishes. Your skin acts as a barrier to germs, but your eyes, nose, and mouth are more vulnerable. Wash your hands thoroughly before touching your face, eating, or drinking. Avoid physical contact with others, including handshakes, fist bumps, high fives, hugs, and kisses. Social distancing is deliberately increasing the physical space between people to avoid spreading germs. While regulations may vary by country or area, the best guideline for social distancing is to maintain a distance of 6 feet from others. Germs can travel through the air from one person to another. If you sneeze or cough, do so into a tissue or the inside of your elbow to prevent the spread of germs. Avoid contact with ill individuals and insist they isolate themselves until they have recovered and are symptom-free. Clean and sanitize frequently touched common surfaces and high-traffic areas in your home and workplace several times a day. Share these guidelines with others and help prevent the spread of illness and maintain a healthy environment. An ounce of prevention is worth a ton of cure.
In this beat down with two way, killing and this slow mo studio. Una kutu quick in a go radio. We don't compromise.